Hello, this is Brian. I'm along one of the many double track trails / fire service roads in Powder Canyon, Earl Harbor Heights, Rowland Heights, and Hacienda Heights, California. I am in the Whittier-Puente Hills, which is a small transverse range that runs from about Whittier, and then it runs into the Chino Hills, forming basically the Whittier-Puente Chino Hills. Now, I'm along one of the ridge lines in the upper portions of the canyon, about an elevation of 1,250, 1,300 feet. And one thing I've noticed about this canyon, there's been a lot of non-native plant infestations here, and lots of mustards, thistles, and invasive grasses. But I notice this place is managed by the Habitat Authority, the Puente Hills Habitat Authority. So what they've been trying to do over the last couple of years is they've been trying to clear out all the non-native plants, try to clear them out. And I noticed they've been doing a mosaic of it, and I've noticed a lot of this in 2017, last time I was here, where they were clearing lots of it out, putting in irrigation pipes, and now I notice a lot of native plants are starting to flourish. So apparently the program is really working, and I have to give them a lot of credit for this, because now this used to be pretty much all mustards and dry invasive weeds. Now I see lots of natives in here, including a species I've never seen before, which I'll point out momentarily. See, now we have California sagebrush growing right here. Ooh, always love the smell of that plant, Artemisia californica. Most pleasantly scented plants I have ever come across in my life. It's in the sunflower family. It's not a true sage. That's why they call it sagebrush, to differentiate. And we've got a lot of native doveweed. This is native. This is Croton setigerus. It used to be known as Arembocarpus setigerus. It's in the Euphorbiaceae, the euphorbias and spurges. So basically it's a kind of a, it's an annual, bushy annual, comes up usually in late spring, grows through the summer, sets seed in fall, and then dies off in the winter. So it's an annual. So you can see it's starting to die off here. And so apparently these plants have set seed. It's very common in disturbed soil. And this area has been disturbed a lot. The building of fire roads and everything like that. So there's been a lot of disturbance here. But now I notice they're trying to curb it and trying to reestablish native plants. And I see a lot of native plants reestablishing here. I see, I don't know if that's tarweed, the one with the yellow flowers, the tiny yellow flowers. A lot, notice if you watch my videos, I'm a lot more hip to my woody trees and woody shrubs, but I do appreciate all plants. I just need to learn a little bit more about them. And we got a lot of plants that recolonize after disturbance, like this is western ragweed right here. This is Ambrosia coelostachya. You can see it's setting. See, so people who have hay fever probably want to avoid this stretch of trail. Me, it doesn't bother me. Honestly, I think it's quite a neat looking plant. It does have a slight fragrance if you rub the leaves, almost like a sagebrush smell, because it's in the sunflower family, so it does have some kinship with the Artemisia californica. So this is Ambrosia coelostachya, Artemisia californica. Then we got buckwheat here. I believe this is Eriogonum fasciculatum. It could be foliolosum, it could be variety or subspecies foliolosum, but it is a variety of Eriogonum fasciculatum, the California buckwheat. Then I see, I believe those are tarweeds. I'm not too hip to them. They're also in the sunflower family. There's a lot of sunflower family plants here. Buckwheats are in the buckwheat family, Polygonaceae. But then I see California bush sunflower, Edensale californica, very common. And then here's another sunflower family plant, mule fat. This can become a very large and very, very widespread shrub, and it has kind of a slightly, kind of like a creosote-like aroma. So if you're ever hiking in a canyon and you smell, it kind of smells like a little bit like creosote, a little bit different, but very similar to it. You're smelling mule fat, and those things can get like 10, 15 feet tall. They can form these very large, thickety shrubs. And here's a plant I have seen for the first time today. I'm surprised it's taken me this long to see it, but here's a plant in the mint family. This is called vinegar weed, Trichostemma lanceolatum. First time I have ever seen this plant. Believe it or not, first time ever I've ever come in contact with this plant. It's related to the sages, because it's in the mint family, the Lamiaceae. It's also related to other species in the genus Trichostemma, the blue curls. So this is also called the blue curls too. It's related to Trichostemma lanatum and Trichostemma parishii, which are Whittier shrubs found usually in the foothills and mountains. Trichostemma parishii and Trichostemma lanatum are woodier, much woodier at the base. When the leaves are a lot narrower and curl over. These ones, the leaves are a little more triangular in shape, and this plant is supposed to be an annual as far as I know. I've learned this plant is an annual, and it's supposed to have a very strong vinegary odor, so I'm going to try to see if I can confirm that. Yes, very strong odor. Very strong odor. It's actually a nice smell though. I wouldn't say it's really vinegary. Not quite vinegary, but it's very pungent. So, like the blue curls in the other members of the mint family, blue curls also have their flowers that are kind of bluish colored, and so does vinegar weed. So that's the first time I've ever seen that plant before. So, whew, that's a strong one. It does actually, now that I really smell it again, it does have a slight vinegary after smell. But it's not a bad smell. It's just very strong. But I also see other plants that are growing in here. I see purple sage right there, Salvia leucophylla. I see some black sage in here occasionally, and even see white sage. They're reestablishing white sage, which is very scattered here in these hills. That's a white sage right there, Salvia apiana. So I do applaud what they are doing, because they're trying to reestablish the coastal sage scrub habitat. So a lot of our native birds, mammals, and other animals rely on the coastal sage scrub habitat for their food and their shelter, their rearing of young. So far, this area is reestablishing very nicely. I have to applaud what they're doing, and I appreciate it. So it's nice to see native vegetation, whereas a couple of years ago it's basically tall grasses and mustards. So awesome experience. Just about every single time I come to Powder Canyon, which is the general area, I almost always get a surprise, some kind of botanical surprise. The last time I came here back in August of 2017, the surprise I got was finding a scrub oak. Scrub oaks are not really known very much around here, but there found two scrub oaks along the Scabarm Extension Trail that leads up leads up the other side of the canyon, going more towards Trailview Park on Solaroso Drive. So leading up the other side of the canyon towards the eastern part of the park. And there were a huge old scrub oak. Not only did I see a scrub oak, but it was a huge old scrub oak, Quercus burbatifolia. And I've always been trying to find scrub oaks in this canyon. I'm not going that far today, but if you go up the Scabarm Extension, be on the lookout. You will find a huge scrub oak over there. So a lot of little surprises in this part. I I think they might also consider it as part of Scabarn Park, but the main part of Scabarn Park is the lawn area at the northern mouth of the canyon, where you have green grass and picnic tables and restrooms and lots of parking. This is a very popular park. And it's a very beautiful park. They have a lot of beautiful ornamental trees planted there, including some natives planted down there, including a 200-year-old sycamore tree. There's a big old interpretive sign for it down there. So Powder Canyon is one of my go-tos when I want something local. I don't want to have to drive for an hour and 45 minutes to get to a trailhead in the national forest, which I don't always like having to drive real far. But you can park on Colima, which is south of the 60, or you could park on Fullerton Road, which comes up from which turns into Harbor as you're going south into Orange County. Turns into Harbor Boulevard. But Powder Canyon's got a lot of treasures. So, and see, this is what the other hillsides used to look like, where I was pointing out all the native flora. It used to be basically a lot of this: Brassica nigra, Brassica nigra, which is black mustard. A lot of Raphanus sativa, which is radish, wild radish. And now, so I guess they're just working on it in patches. I see some more down there. I see another hill that has coastal sage scrub revegetation. Here's another beauty. Beautiful coast golden bush. I've had a lot of success in growing this plant. I have a bunch of these at home, and they reseed themselves all the time. Beautiful plant. Let me just wipe this off. A little annoyance right there. But this is Isocoma menziesii. I believe this is variety Verninoides, I believe. It's in the sunflower family. Surprise, surprise. It's a late summer and fall bloomer. We're in mid-October, so this thing's in full bloom right now. Some of the ones at my house are in full bloom as well. I live in an apartment, so I have a patio, so I have lots of rectangular pots and individual pots where I grow a lot of my native plants, and that plant will reseed itself everywhere. Just be aware. But I hardly mind because I focus a lot on native plants. Here's our beautiful toyon, Heteromeles arbudifolia, with a lot of green pomes. The fruit are pomes. They're technically not berries. They're pomes. They're shaped like miniature apples. But I noticed some of the other ones in the canyon are starting to turn red already. And toyon is a very festive plant because a lot of times they ripen in time for the holiday season. So much that the plant was collected for holiday decorations. Basically to the point where somebody had the foresight to say, hey, we better protect it. So it's illegal to collect toyons from the wild. So collect toyon seed, even to collect the pomes in the wild. I've gotten toyons to grow before. I have toyons that are fruiting right now in a big old rectangular pot with a scrub oak and a hollyleaf cherry. But I didn't collect my seeds from the wild. I actually collected my seeds from a park in San Diego, from a recreational park, not a natural park or anything, but like a turf park where they have turf and picnic benches and stuff like that. So that's how I collected the seeds to grow toyon, and I planted them and they germinated within about a week or two. But it's a beautiful, beautiful area. Lots of hills over here. Awesome place to just stretch your legs. I mean, you can get a really good workout climbing the hills in this park. So you have a lot of steep fire roads like this where you can definitely put in a good workout. But just wanted to showcase some of the natural wonders of this area. Hope you come out here to visit, and I'll see you on my next adventure video.